Okay, so today we are discussing about the HTL. So firstly, HTL is nothing but the HTML template language. This is the abbreviations, and after that we can also call this is nothing but the Sitely as well. So you can call Sitely, otherwise you can call the HTL. Okay, and it was introduced in 6.0 by the Adobe. So it has introduced by the Adobe in 6.0. Okay, so without using this HTL we can achieve the same functionality by using a JSP, but JSP is a backend part, it is not a front end. Okay, that's why we are using this HTL, and it has advantages. Like here you see, here right now I have a HTML, CSS and JS. This is nothing but the design part. Okay, and after that the Java is nothing but the development part. Okay, so it has both things we have to include inside only one JSP, so it may be a lot of complicated. So that's why we have introduced the concept of HTL. If you want to write the HTML, you can write in HTML parts, and after that here we have a Java. So it has separated the business logic. So it has simply separated the presentation and the business logic. Okay, it provides the security as well. So when you will use the comment, this comment won't show inside your view. So when you will inspect it, you won't see the comments. Okay, and it will improve the it improves the workflow between the designer and the developer. Okay, so now I'll tell you why we are using it exactly. Okay, so this one is a HTML. Inside that you can write the HTL. HTL is nothing but our Sitely. Okay, this is nothing but our Sitely. So we can say this HTML and Sitely is embedded inside your HTML. So that's why whenever you will create a component, okay, so if component is created, so by default this component is in JSP, so we have to rename it to HTML. Why? Because of your HTL is embedded inside your HTML, not in your JSP. So that's why we are using this HTML. Okay, so here we have a lot of attributes. You can say it's a block statement. So firstly, here we have data slide use. Okay, data slide use we have, data slide unwrap we have. Okay, data slide test we have. So lot of we have, we can say, etc. So this is nothing but the syntax for your HTL. So how we can write the HTL? We have to write this one. Inside that you have to pass the value, and this value will pass by using this expression language. So like that, this one is a dollar, and here we have a curly braces and curly braces close. This is nothing but our expressions. Okay, so this is the syntax of our Sitely. So Sitely is just simple one types of language. Okay, and it is a server side, it is not a client side. We know that this one is your server, this is your this one is our client, and after that here we have a server. So it is present inside your server. Okay, and at the runtime when we will run our code, so that time it will convert the HTL into HTML. That's it. So first of all, it is a server side program, that server side template language. Okay, this HTL, and after that we know that when we are sending a response to a client, we have to convert into an HTML. Okay, the code need to be converted into an HTML, then your client will understand. So this HTML will convert at a runtime into an HTML. Simple. Okay, so we can also write the languages. Okay, it has a security provides, it provides the security, development efficiency, it reduce the cost. Okay, but here the main thing, like this is the syntax. So whenever you want to use the Sitely, you have to use this dollar curly braces open and curly braces close. So this is called as a expression language. Okay, that's it. Here it supports the variable. You can create the variable inside the Sitely. You can create the literals. So literal, it may be in a boolean format, it may be a number, it may be a string, or it may be a more than one element, that is array. Okay, so it's not support to our date. Okay, it's not support to our date. So if you want to use the date, for that we have to format. Okay, so maybe formatter is available. Okay, so we have to format like this, then it will support. Like here you see, here month and the day, and after that format, and here our date. Okay, so we have to use the format to support the date. Okay, so here except the literals and the variables, we have a operator. If you want to define any conditions, then you can go with the operator. So here we have a AND operator, these are the logical, this one is not, and here we have a OR. Here it will suppose the ternary operator as well. Okay, it suppose the ternary operator as well, so we have to define the condition. We'll see this. Comparison operator we have a grouping parenthesis and relational operator as well. Okay, so now we are seeing a data slide. See, if I want to use this one, what is that? These are the logical operator. If I want to use now, how I can use it? So if you want to use in your Java, consider you want to use in your Java, so what we will use? We use a if. Yeah, we'll use a if, otherwise we will use a looping condition, and there we define it. How we can define? Consider a, if it is greater than, otherwise if a is equals to 10, okay, then you can just simply print this code. This is the code, whatever we have, this statement we have to print it. The same thing if you want to create in a Sitely. If you want in a Sitely, we have to use a data slide test. Simple. This is the data slide, we have to use it, and after that this is nothing but it just types of the if. Okay, but here inside that we have a condition. So how we can pass this condition? So you can simply use here data slide test. I have defined double quotes we have to open, and here we have to define dollar curly braces open and curly braces close. This is nothing but the expression language, and after that you can define your code. So I am saying here properties dot if username has author it, that means inside our CQ dialog we have a CQ dialog. No, here I am just opening div and I have closes. Okay, so here data slide test we have. Okay, div I have open, I have to close the div here, so I have closed it. Okay, that's it. So if user has author, that means we have a CQ dialog, and inside this CQ dialog we have one field that is username. If user has configured this one, then this condition is true. Okay, otherwise you can simply mention here properties dot username. Okay, if you want some specific name, then you can simply use single quotes. Okay, and you can mention here if user has entered the search, and if this user and this search is matched, then this condition will execute. Okay, so inside this condition you can write anything, just like a dollar curly braces open, p we have to close. This is the paragraph, properties dot, and you can mention whatever you want to print. So I just simply want to print the text, so you can mention the text. Again you can just do it. Properties dot, if you want to print the resource type, we know that we got a resource type, you can print this one as well, is up to you. Okay, so now just we'll try it. Come inside here. Okay, just simply remove this all the stuff. Here we have a we have to check the data type first of all. So this text have this text. Okay, and after that here we have a username as well, so it will store inside this username. So now I'm just writing a logic. So I'm just creating one div. Okay, this is the div. Okay, div I have created. Now I'm just writing a data slide dash use we have to use, test. We are checking the condition, that means test we have to use. Double quotes, dollar curly braces open and the close, and you can close this div, and inside that I'm just simply writing a logic. Okay, so which condition I just want to define now? If user has configured the data, that means data has stored inside this, then we'll get the, then it will execute the result. Okay, so username, now this is the conditions I have defined. Now it will execute this part. Paragraph close. Here you come, and after that dollar curly braces open and the close. Properties dot, if they have configured it, then you can simply print this username or something else. Okay, instead of that I'm just simply writing here text. So where is text? Yeah, so you can print the text, and after that I have password as well. Yeah, you can print the password. Properties dot password. Okay, just save it, come here and just try to refresh it once. See, only two things is that printing. Why? Because of our condition has true now. Why? Because user has authored it. So when I'm just coming here and just double clicking, you will see the user. So they have entered the user. See, this is the admin, they have user. That means this condition, this password and text, it will print. Okay, so this is the thing. After that we have a in operator as well. This one done. Okay, here. Okay, so if it is a, I'm just trying to remove this username, and after that we'll see it as printing that username or password or not. Just remove this and just try to save it. Now you will not see the username and the password. See, our hello world has gone. Okay, so this condition has false. So just simply just author it once again. So for authoring we should have to be true this condition. Now you can author it. Okay, so what I'm saying now, if user has entering the admin name, then I just want to show this properties text and the password. So for that you can just simply come here, double quotes, assignment operator, and you can simply mention here admin. So if user is going to add this admin, then this condition is true and it will print this text and the password. Yeah, so our condition has true because user has configured only admin, so that's why this condition has true. Okay, other we have a in operator as well. So why we use this in? If inside this variable, otherwise inside this string, if we have this a character, then it will return true. Okay, like here also, if this is the array, like here we have this array, that means we have stored inside this my array, and if inside this my array we have 100, then it will return true, otherwise it return false. Okay, how we can define? Now I'm saying properties dot username in, it has containing this admin. Okay, then you can just simply return it true, otherwise false. Come here and try to configure something else. Right now we have admin, just try to configure 1 2 3 and just try to save it. See, it's not coming because it has false. Now again we are just going and configure it. This time we'll write admin. Now we'll got the answer. Okay, so this is the in related things. After that we have a date. Now before that we'll just try to add the ternary operator. So how we can use the ternary operator? Simply come here, ternary, that means first of all we have one conditions. Okay, we have to define one condition, and if this condition is true, this part will execute. That means this true part will execute. If this condition is a false, then this false part will execute. So if right now I have a properties, and inside this property username, okay, if this username is equal, or you can say if that username is configure it, that means user have entered the value, then this part will execute, that is true. Otherwise it will execute this false part. Okay, so you can say just print the message and you can say here error. Okay, so we have to define somewhere, so I'm just simply using here h2. You can use anything, otherwise you can use the parameter. Here I have defined h3, that is nice. After that we'll need this one, dollar curly braces open, and here we have to close the curly braces. Just copy, come here, and just trying to define downside properties dot username, and here make sure that we have to use the parenthesis because this is the conditions. Okay, and here I'm just saying if it is true, then you can simply use properties dot, you can print the username. Instead of properties dot text, no, I'm not using a, instead of that we simply use here text. Okay, yeah, now it is okay. If user has configured it, then this text will print, otherwise simply it will throws the error message. Just save changes, come here and try to refresh. Yeah, it has coming in the h3, that means user has configured the text. So now just go again and just remove this one, save it. See, it has printing now error. Okay, so that the thing is ternary operator, that means first of all it will check this condition, and if this condition is true, it will execute this part. If this condition is false, then directly it will go to the false statement and it will execute. Okay, after that here we have a, now I just simply want the JCR content, like JCR created, who has created, I just simply want to check it, h3 and dollar curly braces. So I'm just saying properties dot JCR created, one property is there, no, the JCR created. Now just close the h3. First of all we'll see it has printing this one or not. Okay, it's not printing. h3 I have opened it, I have closed it. Properties dot JCR created, that's nice, no? Should I type, no, it won't be print. Properties we have to use anyhow, properties dot JCR created. Okay, I just simply saying this is the thing I have to print. Where is our properties? Yeah, content, holiday project, US. Here only I have added hello world, so I just simply have to check this. This is our hello world, and here we don't have a JCI created. Okay, so here we have a last modified by. Okay, so we'll try to fetch this one. Properties dot JCR colon last modified. Okay, save it, come here, and just refresh it. Oh, again it's not coming. Why? JCR properties, JCR last modified, that thing is done now. Save the changes, come here and try to refresh it once. Till now I'm closing this. Okay, so it is not coming because of here we have to use the formatter. So I thought, like, see, it will print the reference when you will not write this one, that means the when you will not use the @ formatter, that means format, then it will directly print one reference. Okay, but I thought it will print the reference because our we knows that it will supports only 3 data types, that is a boolean, arrays, and we have a string and the numbers. Instead of that, it wants support to your date. So if you want to use this date, then you can simply use the @ format. You can use the format, and what you want to filter it, that means format. So I'm just saying properties and JCR colon last modified, and where you want, in which format you want. So I'll just simply want to, here you see, right now you are getting the year. First of all, here we have year, after that here we have a month, and after that here we have a date. So you can simply mention like that only, single quotes, year, after that month, and after that day. Save it, come here and try to refresh it. We have defined in H3 format. Okay, here you see we are getting the dates now. If I want more than one, okay, if I want to format more than one, you can simply use here array, or we have to use the square bracket, this one, and after that you can mention another one. So properties dot, it may be something, we will see. Okay, it's not present, but simply here we have already defined it. If you want to use more than one, here we have a JCR title, and after that here we have a descriptions. Okay, so you can simply use like this. So now I'm just trying to print the JCR title, simple. So for that we will simply have to use this curly braces open. If you want, you can just define this square bracket here in the 0th locations. That means we have to print the JCR title. Okay, so properties dot JCR title. Okay, this is the first one, and the second one I just simply want to print this. This is the code we have to print, that is properties dot JCR colon last modified, and just simply remove the third one. That's it. JCR colon title properties dot CQ last modified. Maybe it will accept like that. We'll just try. Okay, that means that's throwing error, so we have to remove simply this one. Here single quotes, this, instead of that you can just simply try 1. Now I think it's okay. Still it's not okay, that means we have error somewhere. Zero and 1 is the text. After format properties, done. Come here and refresh it. Yeah, now we are getting. See, we HTML we got admin and the error. That means we are not getting our JCR title. 01 format properties dot JCI title properties dot CQ last modified. So in this, year we need, month we need, and we need a day. Save it, come here and just try to refresh once. Okay, let it be about this one, this month. Now instead of that we'll try to add the some another value. So this done, properties dot JCI title, and instead of this CQ last modified, I'm just simply adding here text. It's not printing. Zero and the one I simply have formatted. Okay, properties dot JCR column title properties dot text. Okay, here I'm simply using off and I'm just closing there. Okay, here just check the syntax. Components 0 out of 1, that's okay. We can write in a this one. After that at the rate format we have, at the rate format also we have written the same. Hey, now we are getting it. Why? Because of we are before configure it, how we can get, like it has printing this JCR properties dot text. Okay, oh no, username in admin, this is true, this one is printing in the paragraph. Again we have added somewhere. Okay, yeah, I think we got it. We got it here. See here, it's not printing a JCI title. Why? Because inside this hello world we don't have a JCI title. When you are coming here, you will see you won't get the JCI title. So that's why it's not printing, but it is printing this properties dot text. Why it is printing? Because we right now we have author it. Just try to add instead of this something else. Like here I have a okay, so we'll just try to type this link resource type, so you will get the copy, come here and you simply paste it. Now save it. Now we got this sling resource type, and as well as this what is that? This is the descriptions, that is text. We got the both things. Okay, that's nice. Now okay, so here HTL provides the global objects. So if you want to use the properties, so here you see, here I have a value map. Value map, that means value map means this is the properties. Okay, sorry, this one is properties is nothing but the class of your value map. Okay, so how we can create it? Simply come here, see here it is saying this one is your class, and what is the object of this class? That is properties, page properties and the inherited page properties. So you can just simply come here, and here this properties, here we have one class that is value map, and it has created the object that is properties is equals to new, is equals to new. Again I have a value map. Okay, so just simply for this properties, for this property, that means this one, all this property it is storing inside this properties variable. So they have already provided, this is the global object, that means it's out of the box. So now if you want anything, you can simply whatever data it has printed inside your property, if you want, then you can simply use this properties dot anything, just like a sling resource type is there, sling resource type you can use. Okay, after that we have text, then you can use the text, maybe lot of these things we have. After that here we have a page properties, this is the another global object, that is page properties. So now right now if you need something like this is the hello world, it has present inside our EN page. So if you need something related to this EN, then you can simply use the page property. So right now here we have a JCI title, and that is EN. So you can simply come here and use. We can use, so H3 I am using, and after that I am saying page property we need, so page properties dot JCI title. So we have to mention like that, H3. Now we got it. Save the changes, come here and refresh it. Now we got the the static we are getting, something went wrong here. I am getting the same data here. I'm using here the paragraph dollar curly braces open and the close, page properties dot JCR colon title, and after that simply closing this H3, sorry, paragraph we have to close. Save it, come here and try to refresh. See, at the first we got the EN. Okay, so same code you can now simply copy, cut it, and you can simply paste here. So you will see the at the last. See, it is showing the EN at the last. But the thing is, now consider if this property JCI colon title, it's not present inside your EN. You have requested, but we are not getting the exact JCI title. Instead of JCI title, we are getting null. So this is not a good. So for that, what we want, we don't want the null value anyhow. So we can go to this UN. Okay, if inside this US, if it is not present, then you can simply go to this holiday project. So how we can achieve this functionality? So for that, they just simply have provided one another object, that is inherited page properties. So you can simply use this inherited page properties, save the changes and try to refresh it. So right now it will print EN. Okay, it has printing EN, but if I try to delete this EN JCI title, then it will automatically pick up from your US. Just try to delete this, save the changes. Now it will print the what is the parent of this EN, that is US. So what we have inside this US was the title, that is US. Come here and you will get the US now. There is a thing. After that, Okay, so we have a lot of statements. So first of all, we know that data slide use. So data slide use, that means if you want to create a variable, like consider if you want to simply create an object of your class, then you can use a data slide use. So this is the sling model class I have. This is the sling model class I have, and here I am creating. Okay, how we can create a class in the Java object? So you can simply use sling model object is equals to new sling model. Like that way we'll create, and after that if you want to call object dot, here add something like get name. Okay, this is the get name, that means like that way we will call. But how we can create in a Sitely, how we can create the object? It's not possible to create an object like that. So simply we'll use the attributes statement, that is data slide use, and after that we'll create one object, and after that we'll for whom I am creating object, for this sling model. Okay, and consider this sling model, it has present inside this package, that is org Apache. Here we have, and after that here we have sling model class. So you can simply come here and you can mention it org dot apache dot sling model. So now that means we are creating the object. This is the object we are creating for this sling model class. So this is the use of this data slide use. How we can define? You can, first of all, you can use any HTML attributes, div, come here, and here we have to define data slide, and here we have to use, and you can create any object. So I'm just simply giving use I'm creating, or you can create a list, no issue. And double quotes, we just simply have to write the class name. Then now if you want to perform the logic, you can just simply write inside that. So this is the thing related to a data slide use. After that, here we have a data slide include as well. See, this is the data slide include. So if you want to include any list, that means any HTML files, any file, if you want to include it, then you can simply use data slide include. Just simply come here where it is. So this is my class. I am creating another file here. Right click, create, and create a file. This time I am just creating rendering.html, and some of the code I am writing inside this rendering.html. So h1, rendering code, paragraph, first name, yeah. So only these things I have written. Now I just simply want to include, this is the content, that means the render.html I want to include inside my hello world.html. So how we can do that thing? So for that, you just simply have to come here, and we have to use here data slide include tag, data slide include, and in double quotes, there is no need to use the expression language here. Come here, and what is the name? Rendering.html. But right now this file, it has present inside this hello world component. But consider if this file is present, this is the render.html is file is present inside this download component, then in that case we have to copy the entire path and we have to paste here, then it will render, otherwise it won't. Save it, come here and try to refresh. See, our code has added. So first one is a HTML h1 tag I have written, so that's why it is coming, and after that this one I have written in the paragraph, so that's why it is coming like this. Okay, so this is related to a data slide include. After we have a data slide resource. So we have a data slide resource. How we can use it? So simply data slide resource is used for including another component inside your current. That means here you see, so maybe we have a hello world component, and there you just simply want to add the button components. Okay, so how we can add one component into another? So for that they have introduced one data slide resource. By using that we can easily add it. So what's the syntax? First of all we have to use the tag, and later that I'm just simply using data slide resource. Okay, div I have closed. Here you can simply, firstly we have to type in single quotes, like one node you have to type. So node, that means right now we have a hello world component. This is the hello world component we have. Inside that I'm simply adding our button. Okay, so here when you are coming at the downside you will see this hello world. Okay, but it's not stored when you will use the resource type, when you will use the data slide resource. So it's one stored inside this hello world. Okay, it will create our own node inside this hello world sub node it will create, and after that it will store that all the data related to this button component. So for that we have to give the node name here. So simply I am just giving here button. So now it will create the button. At the rate you have to simply write the resource type, that means what you want to insert, resource types. So we just simply want to insert the button. So where is that button component? You will see here our hello world, somewhere we'll see the button. Yeah, this one is our button. Simply come here and copy and just try to paste here. Okay, so like that way we'll create. Just try to copy this, come here, and at the last we have to print it. Refresh. Come at down. Hey. For simplicity I'm just removing this. Yeah, this is another component. We have to simply delete it. Why it has created that? Okay, we have a lot of no need. Simply here we have another component. You can just simply click here. Which one is our component, buddy? Okay, simply instead of that we will try to use the another one. Which script we have written here? HTL, only one time I have uses. Try to remove this. What you are saying, EM? Okay, not even coming this. Okay, so in this case it has coming. So for now we'll simply use our that data slide resource buttons resource types, but here we don't need to define this holiday as well. Simply save it single quotes I have closed here. Yeah, here and refresh once. Yeah, now it is coming. So here you see inside this hello world component we have a button as well. We got the button inside this hello world component. So just simply come here inside our content. Where is that hello world? Here, and just try to refresh it. Okay, that means this button isn't added inside this hello world components. Okay, we have to add. So further only we have defined this code, no resource data slide. Try to add here data slide resource button. That's okay. Resource type I have defined it. Holiday project components button. That's also done. Come here and try to refresh. This button here, it is saying inside the component only we have a button. See, from here right click and refresh it. Configure this button as well. Write the name, link if you want you can pass. Now I think it will create. Okay, click here. Select this, simply right click. Okay, so this is the click me button, it has created. Now you can come here and again just try to refresh it. This time I think so it will come. Yeah, so we got the buttons. We haven't filled the information, that's why it's not showing it. See, inside this component hello world we have this click me button. Okay, inside this hello world we have click me. So if you author it, then it will create inside your content, otherwise it won't create it. Yeah, after that here we have a data slide unwrap and okay, data slide unwrap, that means here you see now here I have a div. Multiple time I am using a div and I am just simply defining a conditions here. Okay, but when you will inspect, that means when you will inspect here for the EN, here we have a EN. I am just simply going in the preview, right click here and inspect it. So we have inspected. After that here I have this conditions. Okay, so it has coming in the H3 format, here also coming, and here we have a div. So somewhere we have a div, here you see, but this div is useless. Like inside that I don't have anything, but still this div has taking the space. So if you don't want like that, you can simply apply here. You can just simply mention here data slide unwrap, data slide unwrap. Otherwise instead of that, now it has deprecated, it's deprecating now. It's a old method to use this one. Instead of that you can simply use the slide here, slide. Okay, and when you will open the slide, you just simply have to close it. So at the last we have closed, so here we have to close it. So now again you can just do one thing, just refresh. Now you won't see this div if it is nothing there. If it is not being used, then you won't see anything. This is the div. Here you see now we don't have any div created. Inside that we have admin, we have this all the content, but this div is not created. Why? Because of this slide. Because it's a useless. No, we don't want it. It's not being used, so why we need this slide? So that's why it has removed. You can use this slide, otherwise you can use data slide unwrap. This is the concept for this. After that, here we have a text, attributes and the elements. So if you want to define the attributes, so when I'll try to divide this HTML, so here you see div, here will define one ID, otherwise class will define class, and after that will define some value. I'm just closing, and here will define the text. Okay, and here I'm just simply closing. So first of all, this div, you are saying this div, this is nothing but the elements. Okay, first one is the element. After that you are saying their ID and the class. Just close this. ID I'm just defining here, first name something, and class you can also define. Okay, so these are the things I have defined it. So this ID and class is nothing but our attributes. Okay, and at the last here inside that we have written this is our text. Okay, so this text we have written, this is text only. So if you want to define this property by using a HTML, like we are defining in the HTML, okay, we have to define in HTML. So then you can simply use for the div, for the element, you can simply use data slide element. Data slide element we have to use. Simple, we have to use the data slide element, and you can pass the name of the data slide element. So properties dot maybe we had something like text. So this becomes your name. This become, that means simply we are creating, instead of this div, we are creating our customized element. After that, the same thing if you want with the attributes, if you want to set the attribute, like this is the ID and the class, you can simply set by using data slide set. So here only we have to write data slide element, this double quote, it should be in double quote, and after that here data slide attributes. Okay, and after that I just simply want to set the ID, you can set it, and after that you can pass. If it is a dynamic data, we have to pass using this parenthesis open and in this expression language. So you can just mention it, properties dot ID. You can create the ID field, and after that you can mention this. Okay, after that text. So if something text you have inside this, if this is the div, I am just closing here. If you have something inside this div, okay, you want to print something inside this, and something it's there already, okay, and you want something else, then you can simply use this data slide text, and after that equals to dollar curly braces open, and here you can define properties dot text. You can define the field of this text, and after that what it will come, properties dot text. So it will, whatever you have defined inside this div, it will remove, and this one will be overwrite. So this is the thing of the data slide element, data slide attribute, and data slide text. Okay. After that here we have another one, that is template and the call, data slide call and data slide template. So what does it mean by the data slide call and data slide template is, okay, so we know that the methods in the Java, we have aware of the methods of the Java. Simply if you want to create the methods in the Sitely, for that we'll simply use the data slide template. Okay, here we have to create a method. Okay, and after that if you want to call this method, you have to simply use data slide call. Okay, how we can do that things? Simple, if you have one array, that means one field we have, that is multi-field. Okay, that means it has storing more than one value. So this is value 1 and value 2, and this is the value 3, just like it has storing n number of values. n number of value it is storing, that is nothing but this is the multi-field, and I'm just to this multi-field all this value will store inside this value variable. Consider all this value, that means more than one value it is storing inside this value variable. So for that you just simply have to mention here that is value, that's it. No, not like that. There are select template, double quotes we have to open, dollar curly braces, and here we have to mention the value. Okay, that's it. Now we got it, we got this value. Now if you want call, then you can call and you can print it. So this statement will print. Okay, if you here it will accept the parameterize as well, so we have to use @ if you want to pass the parameter, then you have to use this @ and you can pass it. So first name if you want to pass first name, last name, and here I am just passing some email ID. Okay, so email ID how I define, here I am defining the last name, and at the last here I have defined the first name. And after that inside this call you can just simply use here call this one dollar curly braces open and the close, and here we have to use this, what is the name of this one, if any name you have defined here, just like here I am defining the value, so you can simply use here value, that means we have called it. And after that here we have to pass the variables, that means here we have first name, last name, and the email we have. If you want to pass it you can pass from here, otherwise you can simply define here, that is first name search, here you can use the software and you can define something here whatever you want, and you can simply call here the first name, last name, and email ID, then it will print. Okay, so this is the related to a data slide template and data slide call. Is there anything remain? Okay, so this data slide list and data slide repeat will discuss tomorrow. So it's very simple. If you want a map like data structure we have now in a in our Java, so just like a map we have, linked list we have, iterator we have. So if you want to iterate this value, simply will use this data slide list. Okay, and overall if you are defining somewhere in some div and you just want to iterate all the stuff, then you can simply use this data slide repeat.